All right, I don't know what happened, but I tried recording this before and it just stopped for whatever reason. So that's pretty cool. Let's do this again though. Yeah, it's been a while. I apologize for that. I just did not give a shit about that YouTube channel for a long time, but I'm back and I will do more interesting. Let's kick it back with a classic. Let's do a tier list. And since the last video was a Beatles fucking thing, we'll do another classic rock staple. Led Zeppelin. I love these guys. Definitely, definitely one of those taste-forming bands for me. I never heard anything this heavy before. Back in the day. Of course, I've heard heavier since then. But yeah, definitely very formative, very brain chemistry altering. Yeah, they're just good stuff. Um, I don't think any of these albums are terrible, minus one. Even the worst out of the bunch, Coda notwithstanding, is pretty decent. So yeah, no S tier shit, no fucking whatever. Just pretty a bit more in depth, but not by much, if that makes sense. So let's get the fucking Dookie diarrhea out of the way. Yeah, Coda, it's bad. Has no reason to exist. It's embarrassing. The B sides were clearly not that great to begin with. Aside from Hey Hey, What Can I Do? It's not even on the regular version, it's on the fucking deluxe version. Production's ass. It's just terrible. Don't listen to it. I don't care if you want to be a Zeppelin completionist. Fucking go ahead, but it's not worth it. The B sides are not that exciting, and the production just ruins it. Like maybe these songs could be decent, but they sound so fucking bad here. God, I hate this album. It's the worst. It's not the worst. It's pretty bad though. Moving on, something good. Led Zeppelin 1 is awesome. Opens up strong with good times, bad times. I've had my share. That's my Robert Plant impression for the rest of my fucking life. But yeah, it's solid. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You's great. Fucking Dazed and Confused is a acid rock classic. And one of my favorite songs, Your Time Is Gonna Come, with fantastic vocals from Plant, great drumming from Bonham. Fucking, it's good shit. Very good shit. Love it. The next one's even better though. Zeppelin 2. I think that album is about as good as classic rock gets. One of the best of '69 for sure. A whole lot of love's a classic. Do I gotta hear it again? Maybe not, but it's still good. Thank You is pretty awesome. Heartbreaker is great. Living, loving. She's just a woman. Goated. And of course, Moby Dick, which cemented John Bonham in classic rock or just drummer history, I guess. Come on, just listen to it. It's great. And it ends strong with Bring It On Home. It's good stuff. Jimmy Page is a fucking creep, but goddamn it, can he play guitar? Sorry, he was a creep. Maybe not a creep anymore. I don't fucking know. I don't want to slander, a guy who can make more money than me. I'm lying out of my teeth. I don't give a shit what Jimmy Page thinks. But yeah, it's a classic for a reason. Everyone's great on here. It's delightful. And then we got Zeppelin 3, which is also pretty good, but not that exciting in my opinion. I like it though. I think it's solid. Opens up amazingly with Immigrant Song, which if you've seen a what's that movie called? Thor Ragnarok, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, or Shrek 3, you might get a kick out of it. But yeah, Immigrant Song is great. I'm trying to make a point here about Immigrant Song, but yeah, it's obviously a fantastic opener, one of their best. Friends is good. I love Gallows Pole and Tangerine and Bron-Y-Aur Stomp. Good stuff. There's a couple duds. I don't love Hats Off to Roy Harper. What the hell game is this? Jesus. God, I hate ads. They're distracting. But I don't love Hats Off to Roy Harper. I don't think it's that great. Celebration Day is okay. It's a bit of a bit more low key than the first two, which not really a problem, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's as strong as the first two, but I still think it's solid. Still fucking great because obviously I have it that high. But yeah, it's good stuff. Uh, was Zeppelin 4 next, or was it? Okay, let's get Zeppelin 4 out of the way. Yeah, it's overrated as shit, but goddamn, it's cool. Fucking Black Dog and Rock and Roll, obviously, you've heard too many times if you turn on the radio in the past 60 years or 50. I don't know, but they're overrated as fuck, but they're good. Battle of Evermore is a masterpiece. Stairway to Heaven, speaking of overplayed, it's great though, especially if you're under a certain spell. You know, a Mary Jane kind of spell, if you will. That was stupid, but yeah, that'll make you appreciate it more. But it's still a classic. Like obviously the guitar playing is great. Robert Plant's vocals are great. There's good instrumentation from John Paul Jones, who is pretty underrated, I think. Obviously not that underrated because he's in Led Zeppelin, but underrated in the band, if that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Shut up. But yeah, it's a classic. It ends with when the levee breaks. Like, come on, come on. And it's got Misty Mountain Hop. Do I gotta justify myself? It's a great album. Fuck you. I don't think anyone's gonna complain about that fact, but whatever. And yeah, this is my favorite one, Houses of the Holy. The cover is pretty odd, but it's as close to a masterpiece as you can get with Zeppelin, aside from the last two. But unlike the last two, this one might be a 10 for me. The crunge notwithstanding, but I still think the crunge is pretty decent. It's just not my favorite song on there. Every other song on here, though, is a joy. I mean, the song remains the same as a fantastic opening track. The Rain song is a nice, mellow, simmer down type tune. And Over the Hills and Far Away is a classic. I don't gotta talk about it. Diary Maker, the same deal. And No Quarter, my favorite Zeppelin tune. It's just atmospheric. It's dark, but also like triumphant and weird. It's metal as fuck. It's so good. But yeah, House of the Holy, I like it quite a bit. And the next up, fucking should be godly, but I don't know. I think it's a little too long and not that varied of an album musically. And we're talking about Physical Graffiti here. I've heard this compared to the White Album from the Beatles, and I think that checks out. It's tough because obviously, if you know me, the White Album is my favorite record of all time, and Physical Graffiti isn't. It's sort of the same deal, but obviously not completely the same. So why don't I like it as much? Obviously, I love it. I think it's great, but I think the length is definitely an issue. Behave, y'all. And I don't think the sound is varied enough to warrant being this long. I mean, it's just the folk stuff and some dancing stuff and a couple heavy tracks like Kashmir and shit. Obviously, Kashmir's goated. But there's not a lot of terrible songs on here. Most of them are pretty fucking fantastic. Like obviously, like I said, what's it called? Kashmir's great. I love Tremble Underfoot. And My Time of Dying is pretty scary and haunting. John Paul Jones really comes to his own here. Different instruments. He's doing keyboard stuff. Is it theremin? He's doing like cool, moody, atmospheric instrumentation. I really appreciate it. Everyone here is pretty solid. It's just a little bloated and kind of a one-trick pony of a record, but I still really like it. Like it's Zeppelin, you can't really hate it that much. Well, maybe you could, but anyway. Oh God, what's next? The last two.
Fucking, yeah. Alright, let's talk about Presence. I like Presence. It's good. Production's a little weak, and it blows its load way too early. Uh, After the first song, it's kind of a slump. Not too much of a slump, but it's noticeable. The Candy song is stupid. Uh, they did a cover of Nobody's Fault But Mine, which, if I remember correctly, was by Blind Willie McTell. Or was it? It's not Otis Redding. Blind Willie Johnson, sorry. And I think Lead Belly as well. But yeah, another fucking blues song. Another blues song they stole. But it sounds awesome, so I can't complain too much. I mean, I could, but this is just rock history for you, stealing fucking music from black artists and then passing it off as your own. But hey, you can't argue the results though. Yeah, Candy Store Rock's pretty stupid. Hot On for Nowhere's whatever. I like Royal Orleans, but yeah, it's just the creative juices were not juicing here, and that's even more evident in Through the Outdoor, their last album. Pretty good, not the worst thing. There's some cool keyboard stuff. There's some cool singing on here. It's not very Zeppelin-y to me. Fool in the Rain's great. The hits are pretty solid. All My Love, Fool in the Rain, obviously. Don't Care for Hot Dog or I'm Gonna Crawl, but In the Evening's pretty good. It's just pretty good, but I keep repeating myself. It's a decent record for sure. It just doesn't hit like the last couple albums did. But that's not you can see why. Fucking poor Robert Plant, his kid died. John Bonham was obviously going through his troubles with drugs. I'm not sure what the other two were up to. I'm sure Jimmy Page was like, you know, being a pedophile or some shit. But yeah, it's the gas tank was clearly half empty. That's all I'm saying. But it's not terrible. You can listen to it and enjoy it. I enjoyed it, but it's not the best thing in the world. It's better than fucking Coda though. Fuck Coda.
All right, that's about it. Yeah, Zeppelin, one of my favorites. I don't love them as much as I used to. They're still in the top 10, but a bit further back than they were a few years ago. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, they're fucking they're on the classic rock Mount Rushmore. You can't really argue against that. They're innovative in a way because heavy metal took off when around the time they came around. And then, but then again, you could say that for fucking Paul McCartney and Jimi Hendrix as well with the music they made. Helter Skelter, anyone? But yeah, this is a classic band. Robert Plant is an icon, is an iconic frontman. Jimmy Page, for all his faults, is a great guitarist. John Paul Jones is fantastic, and Bonham is a monster on the drums. You can't really beat him. Well, Keith Moon probably can beat him, but definitely close. But yeah, Zeppelin, great band. Check them out if you're the one person on Earth who hasn't. But yeah, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna take a shower, read a nice book, and then go to bed. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Sorry for the 2-year delay for content, if you cared that much, but hope you all enjoy. I'll see y'all in the future. Ta-ta.